On Friday morning, Donald Trump officially started using law enforcement to harass his political enemies. And unfortunately, it was a political enemy that I think is pretty much universally despised, so it's very hard to feel any sympathy for the guy. It's former Trump National Security Advisor John Bolton, who, of course, during the W. Bush administration was one of the main architects of the Iraq invasion. So this is a warmonger. This is a guy that is likely responsible for countless war crimes. But nevertheless, Donald Trump had the FBI, run by FBI Director Kash Patel, burst into his home early Friday morning for reasons that are completely unclear. As far as we know, John Bolton was not under any kind of criminal investigation. There were not even inklings that he may have done something illegal in the past 10 years, because everything he did do obviously was with the W. Bush administration. I don't know if there is a statute of limitations on that kind of stuff. I imagine there is. So probably not related to any of the things that Bolton should probably be arrested for. This was just Donald Trump wanting the FBI to go in and harass his political enemy. And Kash Patel was super excited about it. I mean, after all, this is a guy that has his own enemies list that he published for the world to see. And while the raid was taking place early Friday morning, Kash Patel got on social media and said, quote, "No one is above the law. FBI agents on mission." But what's the mission? No one is above the law. What law? I mean, technically, you're working for a guy that has 34 felony convictions, who's not going to see a day in jail, just had the massive $500 million settlement against him or judgment against him thrown out. Like, he's clearly above the law. So don't you dare say nobody is above the law when you're working for a guy who not only has clearly demonstrated he's above the law, but a guy that continues to break the law to this day. But that doesn't excuse what has happened here. The reason Bolton is being targeted is because in recent weeks, he has become a very vocal critic of Donald Trump and his handling of Vladimir Putin. I mean, just 2 days ago, Bolton was back out there again, criticizing Trump for his meeting with Putin, saying that he looked weak, he makes America look weak, which is true. And now Bolton has his home raided by the FBI. That's not a coincidence. Donald Trump in the last 2 weeks, as Bolton has been criticizing, has been attacking Bolton on Truth Social. This is all targeted. This is not, again, Bolton being finally held accountable for what he needs to be held accountable. This is he pissed off Donald Trump, so the FBI came busting through his front door. That's not okay. And here's the thing. You may laugh, right? Again, I hate Bolton, and I want him held accountable. But what I do not want to see is anyone, regardless of my personal feelings towards them or crimes I believe they committed, I do not want to see them targeted because they criticize Donald Trump. Because, yeah, first it may be somebody we hate and haha, that's funny, right? Who's next? And then who's after that? Eventually, it's not going to be so damn funny. That's the point. It's the slope that we are clearly on right now. It'll start with Bolton. Then maybe it'll be, I don't know, one of the Bidens. Then perhaps it'll be, he seems to hate MSNBC, Rachel Maddow. Maybe it'll be David Pakman next. Maybe Sam Cedar. Maybe Kyle Kulinski. Maybe Crystal Ball. It could be anyone next. Yes, Bolton deserves to be held accountable for what he did during the W. Bush administration, but that is not what this is. This is the targeting of political enemies to shut them up. This is no laughing matter. This is serious. This is pretty much the day that all of us feared would start happening. And it's happening right now in America. Thanks for watching, everyone. You know, we're inching closer and closer to 1 million subscribers, and we're aiming to hit that goal before the year closes. So if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please do so, and don't forget to like, comment, and share. Thanks for joining us as we head towards this huge milestone.